Greetings everyone, my name is Outervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this weekly morning live stream, I'll be covering a combination of both Veersped levels and some other levels I found online, primarily focusing on the former for the next 2 to 2.5 hours. Afterwards, I'll showcase art to close off the stream. So welcome to the stream, Pedro, Matthew, Pixel Boy, Talentless Bloke, Jaden, Raccoon, Paul, Oscar, Gabiso, Buster, Sunflower Zumaril, Jay Butters, as well as all the lurkers and anyone else who I missed. Really nice seeing you all. Apology accepted, Jaden. And thing is, there are at least several Survivor likes featured during the Steam X Fest, which I find to be more interesting. One of which I'm thinking of playing. Because you listed that as your primary suggestion, I covered it. Your second suggestion, East 10, will be covered tomorrow morning. And thank you for joining the server, Gabiso. And yeah, Pixel Boy, a lot of people are moving to Blue Sky due to former Burp Side's mess. If you haven't already, for anyone else who hasn't made the move already, please do. It's far more of a usable, less toxic side. I don't know what the suggestions included that Buster asked for that were applied. I don't know if that was fixed. Your primary was East 10? Let me double check. Before I begin, let me do a quick double check. Did the order get screwed up into the submission? You listed, Jaden, when you listed the demos, you listed Eden Survivors first, and then you listed Ease 10. And because you didn't explicitly say which was your primary or secondary during your listing, I interpreted the first one you posted as your primary, aka Eden Survivors. Again, Oscar, I very highly recommend checking out Blue Sky. It's getting better and better every day as more people join in. Thing is, Jaden, you've been posting them in priority every single time for Steam Next Fest until this one, so that's what I assumed. Alright, Lauren, added your level. Anyways, let us actually begin with the first stage. So, first on the lineup is Oil Ocean Factory by Oscar, 58 plays, score 17. Keep in mind, Jaden, when you submitted those two things, I didn't see any mentions. Oh shoot, one sec. Yeah, never mind, I'll fix it later. Keep in mind, Jaden, when you submitted your suggestions, you didn't actually mention anywhere what was your primary or secondary. So, I had no way of knowing what was a primary or secondary, unless, so I just followed the order. It's only until now you told me that you wanted Ease X to actually be a primary. I've added your level to the queue, Gibby, so don't worry. It's currently 8 up. Also, once I'm done with the stage, I need to do a quick music replacement. I forgot to change the music back. It's alright, Gabiso. You're not the first one to ask that question. I only did the one with 5, Lauren. I'm not taking out the octopus ink. Well, if you can find the NSF for Bloody Tears, sure. Missed opportunity for the water droplets to wash away the oil. Jaden. Wasn't the bounce one of the moves in Super Samurai 1? Hang on. I need to double check that. However, there are some other suggestions that didn't quite make the cut for the demo that I will have to check out, and that is more playable characters. Let me just finish this stage and I'll check the control list of that game. The bounce doesn't quite stop you in the spot though. Like... hang on a sec. But it does allow you to slow down quite a bit as well as convert your momentum into height. Sorry, Vui. Sorry, Vui, too. That being said, about the spin dash equivalent, one of the playable characters may have that. Even took me out and pushed me off the ladder. I know, this is basically Oil Ocean from Sonic 2. It is a menace for speedrunners indeed, especially if you can't destroy it fast enough. Oh yeah, sorry. Might be. Yeah, that jump is, Hey, Hard Gus. For full games, if you don't have enough resources, releasing a full game each year is, I'm not gonna say not recommended because that also depends on the size of a game. For short to medium-sized games, you can pull that off, but for longer games like when Eterna did, that's not recommended. Eterna or even Genesis. But for yearly releases of DLC or full expansion, that can be done once a year. But saying an outright ban on yearly releases, I disagree with that. What determines whether a company arguably should do yearly releases is really dependent on how many resources they have and how many resources the games they're trying to make require to be adequately produced. Yellow Devil here, eh? Oh no, it's you. Okay. Be gone, not Dr. Robotnik. Besides Ring Boomerang, do levels that offer you Jewel Satellite, some added spin jumping or spin dashing? Thank you, Hard Gus. I say it was a decent adaptation of the Sonic 2 level tier. Summum is kind of an iffy one because I need to play it and I don't know how far it goes with its meta progression and ROM modification mechanics. Mega Man 7 was definitely rushed. Like, it should not have been completed within 3 months. Like, as much as I like that game, half the levels are kind of mid. Or mediocre or okay. It really needed more time in the oven. What's happening with AAA publishers is more than just rushing out games. I say you shouldn't be traumatized. At this point, I decided to just move on. Okay, and now as for the stage, it was decent, but as promised, let me check. Super Sammy Roll 1 moveset. Okay, there's the Nitro Rants video, I can quickly check. Alright, I checked Jaden. The bounce move was present in the first game. I repeat, the bounce move was present in the first Sammy roll. Like, it was actually one of the core moves that you had to do to beat some of the levels. Hang on, this is... Alright, let me refresh the text. It kind of got stuck on my end. I just want to point this out because I don't want to give people the wrong idea. Oh, what level am I going to play now? Let's see, that's Fire Sawdust? Then yours, PJ Costa. Before I do that, however, I need to fix the music. So I forgot to change the music back from what was being played last time. So while this copy's over... Layoffs have been going rather crazy. Is Partners in Time still starting in November? Let me answer that. Late November. Spring, Cloud, Turbo, they're definitely mid. Freeze, Burst, and part of Junkman I say are some of the best ones, but they also could be, especially in the case of Junk and Shade, there could be so much more. Again, part of the reason is they have the foundations, but due to the lack of time, they didn't have time to cook the sauce and apply it. And Rust Search is, I get what they were trying to do, but they didn't have enough time to test it out properly and realize how much it breaks out the flow. Second up is Roll Next Remake Tommy Stage by Fire Sawdust, 18 play, score of 4. I don't know about some of them, I'll get to that eventually. I keep making that joke. Okay. I think these are at least 2 of the weapons I got. Eden Genesis, I'll see. It's a precision platformer, so that's why I don't want to prioritize it right now because, oh gosh. Please no. Not now, at least. Oh, I recognize what Junkman's based off of. I still think that it could be far better. That's what I think about Mega Man 7 in general. It has a lot of cool foundations that are unfortunately not built up enough off of due to a lack of time. Oof. Underwater plants. See, everything I'm saying here is, I'll put it this way, I quite like Mega Man 7, but I can recognize that it really needed more time in the oven. It was accomplished in 3 months, sure, but that to me just screams bad time management or being rushed out the door, considering the quality of the product. Heck, even if the game was actually good, I'd still say that it should not have had a rushed development cycle. We shouldn't have to have these games made on such short timescales. And when I say this, and to ensure that I'm not contradicting myself earlier, keep in mind this was built in the SNES era. This is not like today's era with easy-to-use engines, great debugging tools, and what else. This is the SNES era, so things were a lot more obtuse and difficult to program and debug back then. And with all the content Mega Man 7 has, 3 months was definitely a rush. Seaweeds, yeah, it's a cool detail. My retort to that, Buster, is that that's the NES. Mega Man 7 was for the SNES. And yes, I get you can have more time with that, but when you make the jump from one platform to another, you want some extra lead-in time as well as more time to really make a better impression. And yes, I know they released Mega Man X1 and X2 and they sort of reuse the same engine, but X1 and X2 don't exactly play the same way as the Mega Man Classic. Plus there was a whole new art style. Plus there was the more detailed art style. RTX off seaweeds. But I suppose my end statement still goes that, especially, several NES games also should have had more time in the oven. But I suppose it helps having a simpler platform with less capabilities. Like, what I'm saying is, what may have worked for the Mega Man NES games may not quite have worked for SNES. But that's just me. And of course, what works for one game may not necessarily work for another. Some SNES games could have been built within 3 months. Developed, tested, published within 3 months. Mega Man 7, due to a variety of reasons, wasn't one of them. Not just referring to the difficulty or depth of the game itself, of the developing its content, but also due to the experience of the developers. Ah, 1 HP. Victory. It's only kind of difficult because it was playing its role. Oh, if I love these shiny details, I'll like my Mega Man Plus version 2 level pack. I see. Watch as I forget which weapon I collect next week. Ooh, low score. I took too much damage. I just realized that these are basically judges giving their rankings. Okay. Oh yeah, to answer Buster's question again, late November, I will begin Partners in Time. I'll set up Melon DS or Desume, and we'll discuss the UI format, but we will begin then. This stage was supposed to be a forest swamp, and overall, it was decent. Oh man, every console has a lot of shovelware. And especially with the NES, there was a lot of situations where the devs didn't know what they were doing. Like before then, the major consoles were basically all the consoles were basically arcades. The NES was one of the first very popular console gaming platforms, so there was a lot of trying to figure out what actually works. Super Mario World took about 3 years. Yeah, one of the situations of having to work before the SNES fully came out, and it kind of being a launch title, or close to launch. Having to learn as things were built. "2D Mario game, it seems to be, yeah. And thanks to its popularity and how much it fits into the cultural zeitgeist, it has a huge ROM hacking community, like absolutely gargantuan, that itself spawned several spin-offs of ROM that itself heavily inspired and spun off into other ROM hacking communities. Not to mention inspired countless other indie and fan game developers. Like, I dare say, if we didn't have this well established of an SMW ROM hacking community, we wouldn't have this. We wouldn't have the sheer amount of dedication, for example, the SM64 ROM hacking community has. Or the other 2D Mario games. Yeah, even if the base game doesn't quite take advantage of all the... That's the funny and sad thing. The game actually has a lot of fun interactions that unfortunately the base game's levels don't really show off. Likely due to it being rushed. Yeah, I remember when Mega Man Maker was called Mega Maker. It was changed due to a copyright dispute with some other product. Not a product from Capcom, from a different company. Oh yeah, and before we had Mario Maker, before we had Super Mario Bros. X, we had Lunar Magic. And no, it was not from a gaming company. It was from a blender company? I can't recall exactly. It was something to do with appliances. That was kind of funny. Of all the companies to send claims, it's an appliance. Universe was basically going to be the level creator, but it looked worse and didn't actually make the cut. It died amongst several other Mega Man games or projects that Capcom cancelled. And before we even had Mega Man Maker, we had the level designer in Powered Up. Okay. Number 3 up is Ninja Gaiden Remake. Excuse me. Number 3 up is Ninja Gaiden Remade in Mega Man Maker, Act 1-1 by PJ Costa, 27 plays, score 7. Thank you. Base time. Well, back then it wasn't most. For a time it was everything got cancelled. Huh? What? Ah, okay, from top to bottom. I thought they updated the slash claw that pierced through all shields, and I felt happy. Okay, I think that got a buff. I don't recall the Scorch Wheel being that strong. I see. Yeah, we'll see how the game turns out. Like I said, my issue with Eden Survivors right now is it's not a good showing for a demo in the Steam Next Fest. Like, even if it was submitted to Sage 2024, I'd still comment on the kind of bare-bones nature of some things. But for a Steam Next Fest demo, that is not a good showing. It's very far from ideal and doesn't inspire confidence. And you're right, it's basically pre-alpha to alpha state. Doesn't help I realized what was causing the stuttering. Or why the game got a bit laggy. Oh yeah! Now in the bar. I don't exactly recall that, Pedro, because I never really played or beat Ninja Gaiden. Well, I did play a little bit Ninja Gaiden, but never beat it. If I do decide to play Ninja Gaiden, I'll likely play the remake by Mini Macro. But for what it seems, I think it is a decent recreation. I mostly remember the first stage, that's all. When did the nerf happen? The Scorch Wheel represents Ryu's Firewall Jutsu. When was Spark 1 released, actually? I need to check that. before I answer whether something's the lowest point, I do need to know when it was released. 2017. Let me see. Okay, Spark 1 was released on April 10th of 2017. Sonic Mania was released in August of 2017. So, Sonic game release timeline. I'm just trying to see when you say low point. Alright, to respond to that, I disagree with saying Sonic was his lowest end. Like, if we're going by another low end, that probably would be after Frontiers, which is saying something because Mania was awesome. Like, honestly, it's not even the franchise with the lowest point, it's just that there was a lot of people who were tired of Sonic Team's mishandling of the franchise. Music's awesome regardless, though. I enjoyed it. The true lowest point was 06's Aftermath, by far. Honestly, I agree with the nerf because, oh goodness, 2 damage per shot is too broken. But let me double check. Yeah, 2 damage seemed like a bug. I disagree with it being good. It made the weapon too powerful, to be honest. But at the same time, though, there are other powerful weapons. Thing is with the breakdown shots is that they were free, and so you could just spam them and have a slightly depowered version of the Proto Strike. Well, I guess you can turn into a toggle or something. Not everyone, Sylv. That's an overgeneralization. And when I see the it's from the places I frequent, the main criticism is that it focused too much on the 2D sections when it's ostensibly supposed to be a 3D game. See ya, Pedro. Thank you. A low point, you could argue that, yeah. I just find it interesting that, to me at least, what I consider to be a low point is low point not so much in the game's quality, but for a lot of people, former and ongoing Sonic fans of 2017, they were getting fed up with Sonic Team's inconsistent quality of releases and support, so when they saw something that was similar to the classic Sonic, they jumped at the chance. And one that actually takes risks. Alright, my final rant about Sonic design, or design in general, and I'll say it. Having momentum and good physics doesn't translate into good game design automatically. Thank you for that. Board up is I Dare You to Cheese My Level, Part 7 by Queen Monica, 19 plays and a score of 4. Momentum and whatever good physics is, which itself is subjective, that depends on what game you're trying to build. You can't just directly take the physics of one game and apply it to another. In some cases that may work, but in others, it may really break the design. And what else? Okay, save the double jump when it's necessary. Well, I consumed the double jump. And I lost my dash momentum. Beautiful. Alright. Don't let go of A this time. See, not that bad. Too much pandering for one game over another. Wait, I gotta climb up. Grab an E while we're at it. No, my boost. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Welcome to the bounce house. Home of the bounce. 9th up, Lauren. I don't have a discussion about 2D classic Sonic design again, please. The way I see it, it's designed more for the arcadey one, where as you gain more knowledge of the levels themselves, you can use that knowledge to get through the levels faster and maintain speed. At least that's the way I see it. There's been enough diatribes of whether that's actually a good thing, bad thing, and how much the levels are fun to go through normally versus not. For the first time. You can talk about Spark 1, Jade, and everyone else can just go in whichever direction they want, if they don't want to talk about Spark. GG. It was basically a bounce house. Simple, straightforward stage. I say straightforward, but I got bounced around by the balls all over the place. It was fun. I wanted there to be a little bit more depth to this, but sometimes a palate cleanse was nice. And warranted. Oh no, it's fine to bring that up. At least we're not deviating too much. See, my issue with... Okay, I'll just say it now. My issue with Spark 1 is the design is both simultaneously unrefined and, more importantly, in conflict with itself. Or, to put it more specifically, it doesn't know exactly what it wants to be. The Kirby design, the Kirby elements, okay, they mesh well with what they're doing, it's fine. Usually. My issue is that it doesn't know if it wants to be a Sonic-like, how much of a Sonic-like it wants to be. So it tries at directly taking the level design stuff from Sonic, while at the same time including elements that make it, basically it's conflicted between whether it wants to be a fast-paced, momentum-based platformer, or it wants to be a slow to medium-paced, more combat-oriented platformer. Both are valid choices, yes, but the game can't decide on what it wants to be, what either it wants to be. And worse yet, it shifts between the design philosophies in the same stage, quite often at seemingly random intervals. Because I don't mind stages which allow you to go fast in general versus those which are slower paced methodical. Where it becomes an issue is when you suddenly have the same design in the same stage and you shift between the two rapidly with no clear delineations. I remember playing Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic 1, 2, 3, and CD. Well, maybe CD is a less of an extent, but with 1, 2, and 3, especially 2 and 3, which is Spark 1's inspirations, I don't recall being this stop and go the way Spark was. It also helps that the spin dash was a lot better than the Jester dash, specifically with Spark. There were some stages which were could have been designed better. Metropolis Zone, but everyone dislikes that zone. Almost everyone. I get you can go through the stages in Spark 1 quite quickly if you know what you're doing and know the level design, but even with the classic Sonic games, even if you're going through the stages for the first time, you're usually able to maintain a relatively brisk pace and keep the momentum and pacing going if you have quick reactions. Only a few stages where that isn't really possible. Huh? But again, that's just me sitting on my soapbox as someone who is not really a Sonic fan, and has only really played like a few Sonic games. I don't have the same level of knowledge as I do with, for example, Mega Man Classic and Mega Man X. If you want a better example of something that tries to be a Sonic-like and succeeds at it, see Freedom Planet. Like, out of the box, here's the thing, even with Freedom Planet 1 where I had to slow down sometimes, there was more clear delineations of whether you wanted fast-paced platforming or slow-paced platforming. And more importantly than that, in many occasions, it gave you the choice of whether you want to do something quickly or slowly. Often it left the choice up to the players. And it was a lot easier to gain and maintain speed with the level design. Oof. Precision platforming combined with momentum physics. That is possible to do, but that's usually saved for frustration games or very specific platformers. Anyways, this has been the second Sonic break. Let's continue with some stages. Let me try doing 2 stages and I'll resume this convo. Fifth up is Rolling in the Dark Sky by Nuclear Stop, 22 play score of 8. Really, Sonic 3 is only fun? I played that game solo several times. I actually didn't play Sonic 3 in my childhood, I played it as a teen. And I found it pretty fun solo. Even when I quite often got lost. Well, sometimes got lost, especially in the Knuckles part. I still had fun exploring the levels, and Gaining maintaining speed wasn't that hard. Oh, no charge, Brome. Yeah, for as rushed and ill-priced Superstars was, it had some interesting ideas, and I actually appreciated that Sonic Team was experimenting with stuff. Good? I don't know. As much as I like those small health pellets, no. Ah, the boss fights. Enough said. Somebody took the worst elements of the Sonic 4 Episode 2 bosses and made them worse. Darn, hitbox. Still got me, tank. Darn it, I overshot. Let me in. Superstars, from what I see the reviews, was decent. I need to play multiplayer mode myself to figure out what's up with that. It looks pretty fun. Oh no. I hope this was not a bad idea. Okay, it was the end boss. I am glad Superstars exists because it's the clear example that Sonic Team is finally able and willing and able to move on from the same stages and gimmicks that have been used ad nauseum. Yeah, we've actually got some different creative designs. From what I've seen, there's some issues with actually hitting the mark, but they're actually trying differently. But that's my elongated TED Talk on Sonic design, continuing on from last week. At this point, as we all know, due to Sonic Team's mishandling and disagreements of what a 3D and 2D Sonic game is, there are several valid definitions of what a 2D or 3D Sonic game should be. Hence what fan game developers and indie developers are using as different jumping off points. Hey Cookie. Sure. The most thing I remember from multiplayer was that My favorite thing from the multiplayer was that glitch that happened with that water level, or half water level. That was hilarious. Air swimming. Sixth up is Mega Man Animal Rage 2, Penguin Man, Crystalline Pole, Violet Patio, 59 plays, score 27. I'll eventually check out before and after the sequel. Although it'll be a much more subjective review because, again, I haven't played enough Sonic games in order to feel comfortable giving those sorts of quote-unquote objective criticisms out. What? How about Alpha and Omega, ATS? Don't remind me of Eggman. Actually, no, I'll save that for later when I eventually... Okay. I'm trying to figure out the way to formulate this best. When I eventually play Eggman Hates Furries and Sulfur Nimbus, I will carry on with that joke about the giant laser beam. Slow down, Jaden. It's only been a minute or two. I'm formulating that response too. You don't need to say if I missed your comment when I can. It's only been a minute. Please be patient. Oh shoot. Okay, that is different. Pre-melted ice at different levels. Be gone, Snowman. I need to respond to your comment. Okay. Jaden, I think you misheard what I said. I never said that... I didn't say the game hit too close to hard. I said the game hit somewhat... I said the game hit right at home. To reiterate, I didn't say the game hit too close to hard. I said the game kind of hit at home. That's an important difference. And right now, I'll also need more time to formulate my responses, so you can lead the discussion. Fell for it. Whoa, I accepted that. I just found what happened there a little bit goofy. Did you get what I just said? I mean, you can discuss Omnibuster, but right now I'm preoccupied. Like, at its core, I'll just say it this way. At its core, Samba Buster is very Samba Buster is very wacky and silly in many places, but at its core, it's actually kind of thoughtful what it's trying to say. Oh, okay. Okay. About self-love, self-acceptance. I see what you want me to do here. Building up of the previous screen. The rest of the game is okay, decent. Still liked it over another indie platform I played, but... Okay, you can discuss more Freedom Planet. The Descent. This is a Lapatio stage, so remember this for later. It will come back in force during the Fortress level, and oh gosh, is it gonna be really difficult. Down? Down? Okay. Why wasn't it going down? I think you have a defective bell here. Oh shoot, I see it now. Three, 4. That is... Did it have to be a delay of that long? Hey, game idea guy. Okay, a little bit more tension here because I have to get to the safe spots. Playing it safe. Honestly, the delay between the platforms should have been 2 cycles instead of 3 or 4. This is just unnecessary waiting around. And up we go! Okay, this is cool. A different take on the elevator section that I haven't seen anyone else do yet. Like, that's a really cool climax. No pun intended, and for that, as well as the stage design, it is currently my favorite lovely episode. Well, we're out of here. To force me to use this. So what's happening is those bell ringers cycle between states 1 through 5, but Lapatio only defined 3 states, so the other 2 just sit out on the previous one, topmost. Ah, okay. That's what caused the delay. Here's to hoping your PC gets repaired. I see what you mean, Jaden. Well, it was more than just self-worth and self-acceptance. The other important topic of that game was finding a sense of self-belonging. Finding a place where you belong. Because, especially the self-discovery, self-worth, that was mainly in regards to Macy, I mean the witch and plus the other girl. But finding a place where you belong, that was a common undercurrent throughout the game, expressed by many different characters. And expressed again by the king, who got annoyed with all the people moving into Esperanto. Seventh up is Death Castle by Sunflower Zumaril, 23 play, score of 8. Halloween level. Left. I'm almost always gonna pick base because double jump. Dashing is a nice bonus, but what I really want is double jump. I'd be up for watching them. Oh my. The king just got angry that the people weren't using the land the way he wanted. Or didn't understand that some people need more time than others. As long as they're not trying to trash the kingdom, they should be welcome. That's why Macy called him out. Well, the witch. And here's the thing, most of the people were happy there. See, one of the mistakes I made to playthrough was I thought Esperanto was sapping people's memories and whatnot. But that wasn't actually the case of what was actually happening. What was actually happening was people found a home. And they liked it there, so... And because of how long they spent there, the memories of their old lives were fading. That's a natural thing to happen. They chose to stay there because they wanted to. And move their lives there. Not everyone was good, of course, as we've seen from the boss fights, but... Oh shoot, time limit. Time limit over. I thought this was actually gonna crush me against the ceiling. Let me out of here. Let me out. Into the bloody water. See? Double jump, AK recovery jump, as well as minor jump adjustments. Turn the water up and down. Whoa! That was me not paying attention. I disagree saying kind of like Paradiso and Luca. It's the opposite of Paradiso. Initially, I thought it was going to be similar to Paradiso with the kingdom housing a deep dark secret. But no, it's not a deep dark secret. It's actually a relatively pleasant place to be. That's the important distinction. Pretty much no one wants to live in Paradiso other than the cultists. And maybe some other turned folks. And the rare oddities. But with Esperanto, the people we encountered there, they say it's a pretty fun, fun and chill place to be in. It's just that some people want to go home. And it's not quite easy to get back home. You read the pieces Colin talked about in the game? Yeah. The thing with Paradiso is it twisted everyone's desires and hatreds. Esperanto does no such thing with twisting. Excuse me. Esperanto does not twist the wishes or desires of the people. It's the people themselves. Calling the people twisting your own desires is not really accurate either. It removes their self-agency. If anything, most of the people in Esperanto, and this goes against what the king was saying, they want to live there. Get a fresh start. Pick a card, any card. We killed a vampire. In that case, we can call in Tiga. Pretty much Buster's point. Thank you, Matthew. Yeah, I know the king created the Kingdom of Esperanto using their powerful magic. And I get being a bit miffed about how it's not working as intended. But still, the people have agency. You can't just say that we made the kingdom for people to find what they really want, and then decide, oh, this kingdom, this new life is what they really wanted or need. Keep in mind, I'm saying what they wanted, not necessarily what they needed. Because as much as the Kingdom of Esperanto is a very enigmatic and freaky dream world, a feverish dream world, it still carries over some of the problems from the real world. You can't necessarily escape from them, unfortunately. It may give people what they want, but not necessarily what they need, as we've seen from the various villains there. As for the Vampire Castle, it was okay. That is an important plot point in the game I've noticed as well, like wants versus needs. Let's do it. 8 up is My Turt Level by NSLE, 5-play score tree. Gabiso? I think this is your level? Unless I misspelled it or there was an issue. Okay. Okay. That's kind of a random looking start, but sure. Won't press the switch this way. Random assortment of count bombs. And of course Cutman background, because why not? May not actually be Cutman, but Mega Man 1 background. Thank you for sending your first level in. My first recommendation here is to first and foremost fix the level terrain so it's more even. There's no reason for there to be random holes in the blocks. Like, try setting up the terrain so it's solid rectangles. As for the count bombs, the same thing. You don't need to give that many extra count bombs. It just makes the stage look more messy and cluttered. If you just want to create a section where you run across a lot of count bombs and jump between them, just create a steady line and break it up with those gaps. And second and all, the same applies to the footholder paths. And lastly, kindly consider adding a few enemies here and there, so we have some stuff to shoot. Those would be my first suggestions. Hey, everyone's gotta start from somewhere. The obvious thing would be to criticize. If I were a more obvious rage bait tuber, I'd go off and saying, why did people send this basic level to me? But I'm not like them. I'm not gonna dissuade newbies from making very simple stages. Again, we all gotta start from somewhere. And that's not even the worst. I've seen far worse. Look, I sometimes make jokes about rage bait, sometimes I rage at levels, but if you really want to look for rage bait or something, or people arbitrarily exaggerating the amount of anger and rage they have about something, this is not your channel for that. There are other channels geared to that sort of thing. I know I exaggerate some of my reactions to things, but rage is one of those things I try tamping down on, because there's already enough of that in the world. I really don't add more to it, more than is necessary. Yeah, Luca and Dead of a Wish are more nuanced and thoughtful in their teams and discussions on actually many different topics. I will eventually watch Has-Been Hotel, I just need to find the time. Right now we're going through X-Men 97 in the Super Freak server, and I gotta say, it's amazing. Here's the thing. Every single piece of media has tropes and teams. Period. See, I don't want to call the quality of a level, I don't want to mark the quality of a level Gabiso because it just feels incomplete. Like, it still feels like it's under construction, it needs to be built up. Like, you're still putting down the scaffolding of building. But that's just me. In any case, ninth up is Postcode Alpha Stage 4 versus Scurvy and Admiral Beluga the Fort by Arsonist. 3-play score -1. Nah, it's okay, Kabiso. Again, I really want to recommend... see, the reason why I want to talk about this is because I've seen too many people dissuade newbies or people not skilled enough in certain fields from continuing practicing. When in reality, we all start learning things by being bad at them. We all gotta start from somewhere. We started climbing a mountain from its base. Yeah, introduction of the makeshift shop using keys. All enough at this point. Keep trying, Kabiso. I must say your aesthetics are getting better, Lauren. The keys are basically the equivalent of bolts for the shop. Like, take for example Lapatio or Toxins levels at first. I'm gonna use the Lapatio example as I'm more used to it. Oh my goodness. The first set of levels that they created, they were very painful, and not in good ways. I know I criticized the Lapatio stages for being unforgiving and painful several times, but their old stages, oh goodness gracious, some of them some of them were unforgiving. Even if they were actually... Oh, thank you, you saved me. Even if they were actually easier in terms of difficulty, they were far more unforgiving than the levels I play by Lapatio nowadays, even the very difficult ones. Well, props for varying up the challenges. Oh no. Like, that was actually a cool one. Whoa! Goodbye. That is one thing I've noticed with Denovish and Nuka. Character designs can become interchangeable. I don't know if that was a deliberate decision or it was a situation with the artistry. Bassanium. Bishanium. Painful, but not... Very difficult, but not as painful as some of the older stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Tonight in about 7 hours will be the second Steam Next Fest demo stream. I'll be covering 2 co-op games. And tomorrow morning, I'll be covering the demos of Anton Blast, followed by East 10 Nordics. Money! Oh. Okay. So that was a bonus challenge for more money. Okay, I need a different ability to grab that key. Because I don't have it, I'll just do the classic. Damage boost! Oh, or wait for that. Come over here. Yes, as you've been telling me for months now. Down. Also, props for the stage actually having... not ending soon. It's an okay or decent stage because I still think it could be a little bit more cohesive, and the stage itself could be shorter while still having the same number of challenges. Welcome to the shop. Hang on a second. Wait up. There we go. And because how the checkpointing works... Mid-stage shop. One more. That's high enough. E plus a green key, that's different from the usual currencies. I barely remember them, it's Cookie. Hurry up! I will criticize one thing, and that is, you may want to make these platforms a different color or use a different platform, as it somewhat blends in with the icy background too, which could prove to be troublesome with some of the platforming. Gotcha. I'll answer your question, Lauren, in a moment. The cheese is real. The economy is ruined. The economy is cooked. The galaxy is at peace. Fair. I thought I was gonna die here, but... Okay, so we have two routes. The lower, slower route and the upper, faster one. It's, with the effects and everything, this is a kind of distracting. I guess I get a better reward for taking the upper route. Yeah, I see it. Oh well. Certainly a step up in terms of aesthetics and depth and complexity compared to your previous stages, Lauren. We even have, like you said, we basically have a currency system in play now. Oh, okay. Anyone else up? Double teaming? That may be a problem. Oh well, yeah. And now it's 1v1 again. The main problem is Concrete Man due to his moveset. And strike 3, you're out. Oh gosh, Concrete plus Hard Man. I don't want to think about that. Alrighty, let me think about this. Based on the title, I'm assuming this is a Fortress stage. And let me tell you, this has more depth and complexity than most of the stages you submitted in your Maker history. We have a shop, we have the stuff that can be carried over from the start of the stage, the mid-stage shop, keys to be collected, namely from optional and not so optional challenges. And the level design actually involves challenges that are non-trivial, and provides some neat uses of some of the mechanics, like for example the lightweight blocks, and some of the lightweight blocks and the icicles. I still think this stage could be taken further with its gimmicks, like used both in tandem with each other, the light blocks, water, and the icicles. And I feel like 10 or 20% of this stage could be condensed or removed, and you still have the same challenges there, making the stage shorter while more cohesive, but otherwise it's okay or decent. I still think the Dead of a Wish and Luca's character design is fine, but that's mainly when they're in Paradiso. So I'll give it a thumbs up. Okay, Kebby, so I'll save that. Just to make sure of something. Okay. Again, I'll say it's okay or decent. Oh, if you're gonna use... If I were to pick Magmal Tree as the... If I were to use the Magmal Tree as a standard with its 15 tiers, this would probably be a... Tier 4 or Tier 5 at the most. Thank you, Tedley. Your low's been added to the queue. Alright, I'll take a short pause, then I'll resume with this stage. And I have returned. Let's see the messages and respond to them. It's difficult to make anything above a tier 10 due to lack of custom assets. It depends. It's possible, but the level design aesthetics have to be good enough that it can stand its own ground. It can stand and be memorable enough. Arcane Man is an interesting situation where it has a lot of custom assets, but it certainly is not refined, and the stage itself leading up to the boss fights is not... It's half of it, it's not really enjoyable as much as it should be. Other half really needs better refinement. And then of course we have some levels in tier 9, tier 8, which have a similar situation but are arguably as bad or worse. Maybe. Or they have a lot of custom assets but they're really brought down to certain design decisions. Yggdrasil is a situation where someone put a lot of effort into the level, but didn't have enough skill and feedback to dial down a lot of the stuff. It suffers from a really bad case of overscoping, lack of feedback, lack of bouncing, and very messy level design, and not understanding the engine's capabilities because several aspects were buggy. I still say that Arcane Man is better than Yggdrasil, namely because at least to me, it felt less frustrating to play and was less buggy. The boss fights were the most enjoyable part. The boss fights and the genuine story. That is something I should have addressed more. It actually has a story that isn't just a throwaway plot, so... And yeah, honestly, the hatred for the level was greatly exaggerated. I can have enough to be said about Magmal 2's reception back then and how a lot of people didn't properly understand that the levels, most levels were made by amateurs, and they took it way too personally. Like Yggdrasil, I say, is a bad stage, but I'm not gonna just go. I'm not just gonna be so insulted or throw a lot of as at the authors. 2.5D is mid, but it also has potential. We've seen that potential in the actual trailer. When I say trailer, I don't mean the release trailer, I mean the hypothetical 2.5D game trailer. Is Yggdrasil a Mega Man level? Yeah, it's a bad one. Okay, world's premiere. Everyone has their own biases. Even I have it, as I made very, very apparent. I don't like to define myself about what tier level maker I am because, again, I don't feel like I've made enough levels to properly gauge that. Sure, if you want to, Jaden. Feel free to start that discussion. Alright, 10th up is Crystallized Cave by Hard Gus. 77 plays, score 25. I'm gonna play hard mode with this stage. Why? Why did you pick this team, Gus? They're better crystalline K-stage teams that are not so repetitive. Oh, thank goodness. I thought this stage was just going to be a horizontal gauntlet. He turned on the good music too. Better music. I'll eventually enter easy too. Don't hit the one switches, not yet anyways. Now I gotta press it. Coolest K-Lab demo next? This is not a demo stream. Once I'm done with Maker, I'm done for the session. Tonight will be Sage demos, so not yet. I will have a generic demos showcase stream in about sometime in November. There I'll feature your game. I already have a good idea of what my first easy 2 level is going to be. For my second one, not sure. I have to think about that more. Thankfully for easy 2, the level production is going to be far more public, so I don't need to hide more of the details. If you followed me for long enough, you pretty much have a good idea. If you paid close enough attention to what I've been saying in the past few months and where I frequent, you probably all have a good idea. You probably have a good idea of what my next game, what one of the levels is going to be based heavily off of. Yeah, Next Fest, thank you. Sage is still in my mind for a variety of reasons. Thank you for the correction, Raccoon. Tonight is more Steam Next Fest demos. This stage was fine. More horizontal than I expected with a break in the middle. It basically was more of an enemy gauntlet, but I would have liked more variety of enemies and a little bit more variation in the terrain. Eh. I'm afraid you're very far from the ballpark, Jaden. Unless that was a joke. What, Buster? Could you delve into that? Is it due to the step itself acting like a solid wall, which then prevents the explosion of spear from radiating? Oh, I see what you're talking about, Toxin. You know what the funniest thing is? You actually use the carrot. I haven't really seen any levels use the... The last time I saw a level use the carrots in the title was years ago. A leveled up is Yggdrasil, the World Tree in 2.5D by Toxin G, 112 plays and a score of 45. Oh boy. Ow. Well, as long as we don't have super laser beams to worry about, I'm fine. The gray section, I guess we're skipping the NPC dialogue at the start. Yeah, thanks to the use of the colored drop shadows and pit shadows, you can make the platforms look like they're 3D. You can make the platforms look like they're 2.5D-ish. Oh, you mean the Marrow family? Ask Joe for some help there. We've actually seen more of Cranion's and Sticky's family during the start of Stratigraphy 2. It's more of a loose inspiration than a remake. I can tell already because this plays so much better than that stage, while still maintaining the different color sections with different gimmicks. Although, we never had water in that level. Nor did we have springboards. Bouncy balls, I mean. How explosions work is that they draw a line of sight from the center to the victim's model center. If anything stalls in the way, the explosion is ignored. And this basically means that rockets fired at or stickies detonated on wobbly geometry are non-threatening. This is sometimes compensated in some maps by people putting like a bullet blocking barrier over stairs, but this isn't done on all maps, especially not the older ones. Yellow. I mean, it wasn't that difficult to make Yggdrasil better. Just removing the super overpowered enemies automatically would make the stage better. Alright, this is the force beam section. No, I went the wrong way. Up, up, up. Oh gosh, this is a little bit trippy. Hang on. That's how I know there's a fake enemy there. I mean a fake object. To the red section. Red force beams. Things are certainly heating up here. Thank you for giving me the Dust Crusher. Having the Buster for these sections would really make it a lot more painful. Yeah, already this is the taking Yggdrasil up several tiers. To the forest, to the acid forest. It even includes some new colors with different mechanics, gimmicks, and teamings. The screams of the various victims of the Yggdrasil demon trio still echo from the tree to this very day. Like, the way this is constructed, this is pretty... Okay, putting aside how it's a loose adaptation slash remake of Yggdrasil, as a stage itself and maker, it's pretty fun. Like, the way... Oh no. The way it is right now, I dare say that this is my honorable mention. And if Lepanio's stage wasn't submitted, this would be my favorite level of the episode. Poor platforming on my part. Same, J Butters. Something I didn't really make clear during my playthroughs or most of the time when I talk with Yggdrasil is that it had the potential to be something special. Like, it could have placed much higher, like Sector Upsilon 8 or 9, which, although that stage also has a lot of problems, it pulled off its execution a lot better. And it maintained most of its vision. Again, the reason why people keep comparing Yggdrasil with Arcane Man, and to a lesser extent another stage I haven't encountered yet in Magmal Tree. Am I supposed to be able to reach there? I guess... Nope. Is there an invisible wall? 6. The reason why people compare Arcane Man and the other stage I haven't encountered yet later in Tier 8 to Yggdrasil is because they all functionally suffer from very similar issues at their core of being overambitious without the skills and or feedback to really accomplish the vision. Well, to be fair, with the last one, it's also a case of some other things, but I'll get into those. I'm not meant to go up there. Okay, I know what to do then. Presto. Back to gray. Ooh. I'll get to your comment in a moment. Well, dance. Try this again. Sector 6 was an overambitious level that didn't really need 3 paths. Really, it could have gone with just one, ending with the fight against Captain Viridian. Playtested by Game Idea Guy, I guess. That explains why it felt a lot more refined and it didn't have any noticeable issues. G freaking G. 6 days well spent. This is one way of doing a loose remake / adaptation of the original Yggdrasil. Maintaining some of the aspects to make it familiar but going in a different direction. I say loose because if it was a tighter adaptation, we'd maintain a lot more of the original gimmicks and level design, but this felt fun to play as a level in its own right. Right now, it's my honorable mention of the episode. Good job, Toxin G. 6 days well spent. It's alright, Tedley. S26 is one of those things where I at least like 1/3 of the stage. But also, getting to one of the paths was kind of obnoxious. The worst part of Sector Upsilon 6 was the lag and slowdown. Oh gosh. 12th up is MMCMR Blazeman by It's Cookie. 21 plays, score of 8. Alright, I forgot. I have to note down what I got before and during. So let me do a quick check. Rhyme was ice, so I think it was ice. Thruster, rhyme, and energy. I'll just go with ice. It's a fire stage, so that's going to be the most useful one anyways. As a reminder, folks, I'll be covering Steam Next Fest demos tonight, tomorrow morning, and tomorrow evening. If you have any recommendations for any Steam Next Fest demos from October 2024 to cover, please leave them under the Demo Suggestions channel of the Discord server. Time's running out. After Sunday morning, if there are no more suggestions left, I am not going to accept anymore. Only 3 people sent in suggestions, so thanks. I really hope there's no secrets there. Like, it's you, Jaden, Pixel Boy, and Mugen. Aha! I knew it had to be here. Nope, I don't. FYI, if you send a suggestion, please direct link the Steam game. I don't want to accidentally cover the wrong game. Whoops, I didn't realize that's not actually a follow hover. Wait. Excuse me? What just happened? I get freezing the lava and it getting unfrozen, but why would I fall right through the platform? Exactly. So instead I'll just damage boost here and go do it this way. No comment then, other than Maker Jank. I have expected Burger Man to be here. Oh shoot, that's actually a way to make him tougher. Not by much though. I got Blaze Roller. Instead, I'll use the ice to get it. Thank you for taking the stream, Talentless. Appreciated. I'm not even sure what jank happened there. Unless the icicle itself was treated as a solid object and the hover went up, but it updated its height before it updated Mega Man, so Mega Man fell underneath the hover. Oh, we have... Oops, wait. There we go. Fun little fiery level. Okay to decent. Probably decent. Fireman is one of those bosses which is tough initially, but once he gets his pattern, he becomes kind of like a hopscotch encounter. Oh, thank you for saying this level, Matthew, but I already covered it. As well as this one. And this one. You'll need to send a new one eventually. If you're wondering when I covered this stage, I covered... Okay. Matthew Kelly. If you're wondering when I covered this level, I covered it during... episode 703. So you're up next, Headley. Okay. Hello, Oren. Okay, sure, I'll put it in. Buster thinks he knows what happened. I froze the lava for a subframe. It went solid. The lava hover registered it and ejected you, but then the fire unfroze it in the same frame, but Mega Man still registered falling off the lava hover because object priorities between steps. You know, yeah, I buy that. Thirteenth up is Honey Kitten's Final Gambit by Tedley. 10 plays, score 3. Time for a jokey level. Sent this to Fire Sawdust as a meme. Roll time. Robot Museum. Okay. It's kind of a boss rush. Wily 6 moment. One of the few situations where I actually want the dodge roll. Let me try it again. Don't tell me it's a bounce ball. No. Triple blade then? Yeah, it looks like it's triple blade. Alright. Because the water wave pierces through the Star Crash shield, now it pierces through all shields. That's actually pretty funny. Oh my goodness. We all know how this is gonna end. Oh, this time we got immunity, so we'll use this. It's a joke stage, but I don't get the joke. I can't recall SDA. We are back in 1 minute. Alright, I'm back. 14th up is Shield Industry Mine. Sorry. 14th up is Shield Industry Mine by World Primers. 10 play, score of 1. There are fun ways to make boss rush levels, but the boss arenas or the encounters have to be different. Like the best example of a boss rush level being different and somewhat enjoyable is Lepatio's boss rush series. But that's because it consists of bosses that they created. I need that. And all the boss fights there are basically custom. Well, not custom, they're all very unique. The problem here is, of course, spacing. You know what? You know what I'll do this time? I should just damage boost. I was trying to do it the fair way. But seeing as that doesn't quite work, let's grab all the shield weapons. Alright, that was successful this time around. Conserving ammo. Alright. Shield! Oh my. The beauty of the leaf shield is, as long as I don't throw it, it costs no energy to activate. The beauty of the leaf shield in Star Crash is that as long as I don't throw it, as long as I don't throw them, they don't cost any energy to form. I don't really consider the Scorch Wheel to be a shield weapon, but sure. Oh boy. Not that bad. Camouflage yourself in the background there a little bit. I don't quite like that. Sure, send me the level pack, at least the first level of... Hang on a sec, actually. Maybe I do have that. Is this one of the level IDs, SDA? SDAS Verance? Oh my! Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. That's the first stage, and yeah, I got on the list. I'll cover it after, probably Mistress Gardevoir's level pack. Okay. Aha, gotcha. I can grab... Wrong weapon. I thought I equipped this weapon. Similar colors, not the exact thing. Not the same thing. Alright, Jewel Satellite time. That should protect me against the tellies. That's why I wanted to pick up the Jewel Satellite in the previous stage. It's not mandatory, sure, but it really comes in handy here. Oh my goodness. Hang on, sorry, I pressed the wrong button there. If I was speedrunning the stage, then I could ignore this, but this is for the safety route. I won't pick up that thing this time. Shield-based shenanigans to level. Yep. Just went past the latest flying shell migration. The acid globule actually pierces through enemies, or goes through several of them. There you go. That's pretty much all the shield-based weapons in this engine, isn't it? Which one am I missing? I'm guessing also several of these are optional because a few of them didn't really get that much time in the limelight, like the Mirror Buster. and Water Shield, and Acid Barrier, and Scorch Wheel. Leaf Shield, Jewel Satellites, especially Skull Barriers, and Star Crash, they got some cool time in the limelight. I mean, the only two weapons in the stage that were mandatory were the Skull Barrier, Star Crash, and technically a Leaf Shield. Well, you can go without the Leaf Shield, but that's the first thing you get, so... Okay, I guess here we're gonna use fire. Hang on. I thought so. Oh, the stage isn't over yet. Perhaps we're having a more unique level. Unique as in focusing on something a little bit less of the same. Behold my enemy. I can still take damage when forming the shield. When the animation happens, I don't get knocked out of it, but I still take damage. Ooh. Two ways of doing this. I'm gonna take the slow and steady way. Real shield shenanigans going on here. Nice one, Buster. Nice one. I could also have used the Skull Barrier, but I want to give more time for the Water Shield and Limelight. Plus, I'm not chancing it. Okay, not this. Not acid. Oh, okay, that does it early. Not this either. Skull? Star? It'd be hilarious if it's itself. This? This? What even is his weakness then? That was my bad. Oh, yeah, no checkpoint until after I beat it. Okay, fine. Firestorm I find to be more of an offensive weapon because it doesn't block at enemy attacks. It doesn't really fulfill the shield part. Well, of course, then the same kind of applies with the Scorch Wheel. Like, I never really thought of the Scorch Wheel being a shield-based weapon either. I thought it was like an offensive weapon that orbited around you. It's like a pseudo-shield, I guess. Okay, I do need to dissipate this. Scorch doesn't shield, so yeah, I never really found it to be a shield. The true shield-based weapon of 7 is the junk shield. So I guess the weakness for this boss is maybe? That seems to be doing the most damage. What if it's direct? Whoa, that's... yeah, definitely. How long is this stage? Oh my. I could have slid in the spikes there. Drawing ATM machines, eh? Just kidding, I know what you mean. Oh golly. Take it nice and slow. Or perish. Anchor? Yeah, I thought so. As funny as that would be. Bubbles? Oh sure, why not? Unfortunately, that's... yeah, this is actually a lot lengthier than I expected. I know this was going to be a shield-oriented stage, shield mine, but it taking over 10 minutes? Not that I'm complaining, it's actually making more and more use of the different shields. Well, shields and 2 pseudo-shields. Oh, shields and 1 pseudo-shield, to be fair. I made a mistake in saying that one of these isn't a shield, but it is. Oh, okay. I confused the foreground with the background again. Jewel Man himself. Water? Oh, I don't have water shield. Well, I don't have the water wave. I guess he's not the star of the show. Thought I slid. Ah, not to matter. I'm trying my best to conserve E-tanks, but I don't think I need to conserve them anymore. Really, I have nothing more to say about this other than neat. Another reason why the leaf shield's so good. I didn't know it can just carve right through the gem shield like that. That's hilariously powerful. Your message, Tedley? Let's see. I will ask you to play my new level pack when I finish it. It's currently about 40% complete due to hard mode. That's fair. Okay, and for STA, my rule is to reach the Castle Keep and defeat the Nefarious Shade Man. Rule 2, there are 20 levels in total. Levels 1 through 18 each have a normal exit and... something else. Try it again, this time using the correct weapon. Oh look! Scorch Wheel gets some use here. Just make sure not to run out of it. Well, you can grind up, but it may take a while. Actually, depending on what it is, you may actually end up being screwed if you run out. Because if you screw up there and use up all your weapon energy, how are you supposed to farm up off the enemies? I don't think you can spawn the leaf shield at 0 energy. Oh poor guy. What would his weakness be then? Skull? Skull. You know what, I'm just gonna consume a tank. Seems like every boss is gonna have at least one... Oh. That's the end? With how the stage was going, I thought we're gonna have one boss weak to every single shield weapon in my arsenal. Oh, one for every weapon, but then we ended. This stage had a neat introduction, a neat somewhat painful introduction. Then we went on for section after section, kinda meandering around, but at least half the shield weapons got their time in the limelight. And then suddenly we ended with this encounter. And then we fought this boss, Pump Man, and suddenly ended the stage. We had a solid start, but then we meandered around during the escalation or mid parts of the stage, and then suddenly it abruptly ended. It didn't feel like it had a climax. So, what I would like from this stage is, of course, an ending climax where things come together, and every shield having a section where it can be shown in the limelight where it's useful. I understand that a bunch of shield weapons here are basically optional, but I think the stage would work better if we more integrated them into the main pad for its various uses. As in this stage, the only shield weapons you really need to worry about having are the Star Crash, the Skull Barrier, the Star Crash, the Scorch Wheel, and the Lee Shield, but you start out with the Lee Shield. The rest can be ignored. You can get by the stage ignoring the rest, although some of them like the Jewel Satellite and Plant Barrier come in very handy. Before I do this, let me see how much time I have left. Okay, I can do this. So the 15th and final level of the stream is Mega Man Advanced 1 Remastered, Stage 1, Desert Military Base version 2 by Orange Mio, 33 play score of 8. Let's get through this within 5 minutes. I know Barry Talent did. Base. I know I'm not supposed to have these, I'm grabbing these just in case. Let's roll. Or should I rather say, let's dash. Trying to lock me in down there, are you? Promising start. Sealed in, so I can't backtrack. One way of introducing points of no return without having to use slide blocks or stuff like, without having to use 1 block tall slide paths or something. Sorry, SDA. Invis block. Haha. Yeah, something's in the way. Next time I will cover the first level of your level. First level of your level pack. Sorry. Yeah, now you have a more natural way of indicating to the player that past this point is a point of no return. Or this is a point of no return. Instead of having to use pits or 1 block high slide paths that are only one way accessible. And it helps especially for characters who can't slide. When I say can't slide, I'm just referring to base. Ooh, a time limit to get the E-Tank. Hello there. The base only route, or rather the base speedy route. Let me in. True. Thing is, you have to be decent enough with the dash double jumping. And I still have to interact with it in some way. Hey, Napalm. Oh my goodness, base gets the easy version, if only because of the sand in the middle. That's it. Gonna play cheesy now. Made it. Practicing my weapons. Appreciate how more level packs have this. Ever since Mega Man 11 has set the trend, now a lot of levels have this sort of thing. It's great. That sounds like a neat idea. Okay, time it now. Presto. Not the best application for sure. We have to see some challenges that force players to go through them in a maze or some sort of funky labyrinth. Decent submission, could be better explored all the mechanics, namely the elements, but part of the reason is that I play as Base. If I play as Mega Man, I'm pretty sure I could see more force interactions. So overall, of the 15 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite level would be Mega Man Animal Rage 2 Penguin Man Crystalline Pole by Lepadio, with an honorable mention going to Yggdrasil The World Tree in 2.5D. Good job, you two, and thank you to everyone else whose levels were submitted to me today. It's really appreciated. So, before I end this off, it is time for the art showcase. Found some more spectacular Paradox Pokemons. Iron Magician. Floral Claws. Iron Beats. Musical Crocodile Alligator. Flaming Jaw. Iron Dancer, or Iron Dance. Water Peacock. Dragon Warrior. Is that you, Poe? Different Dragon Warrior? Ah, okay, this is Warrior form. This is Dragon form. Iron Idol. Insert comments here. Primal Code. Whoa. This design's really cool. Creeping Debt. Iron Ollie Tree. Whoa. Majestic. Essential Love. Avatar form. And... oh no. Split Evolutions. All of these were done by Glowing Shark on Instagram. Great job. Anton Blast release date. Like I said, I'll be checking out the One Blast demo tomorrow morning. That'll be the first one. Coming December 3rd to Steam and the Switch. Eevee Sentai Fairy Sylveon. Raph Toze. Yeah, that would fit as a Sentai design. Sentai as a Sentai suit / armor along with their Robopet. Sources Amogus. And thus, this concludes the art showcase and subsequently the stream. Thank you to everyone who either submitted a level to me, submitted their art, or simply participated in chat. It's due to your continued support why I continue to produce new content for our channel. It is really appreciated. So, and also, I know there's a little bit more art. Discord is not showing it up correctly for me, so I'll save that for later. So, if you're enjoying this or any other piece of content on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help it out. Don't forget to follow me on X, Mastodon, and especially Blue Sky as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all soon.